When Black people are killed by the police, we hear some very strange arguments. Um, and I think that we have to understand the origin of this thought and where it comes from. One of the first thoughts we hear is, well, if they would have just complied, they would be okay. Now, I'm going to talk about that argument really quickly, and I want to take it to its logical conclusion because most people don't. The presupposition is that if you don't do what you're told, anything can be done to you. That's what the argument they're making. If I don't do what I'm told, anything, including death, can be done to me. That is important. And you have to know the history of our country to know why that's important. Because every time a Black man was lynched in America for something as reckless eyeballing, not getting off of the street or on the sidewalk when a white person went by, they were lynched. And they had to legalize these things because they had to have justification for their own sanity, because they couldn't be animals to do that to us because they were lawbreakers. And the argument, if we had just complied, we wouldn't have been lynched. It's the same argument, just used in different context. And how this argument works today is it allows people to feel no sympathy and allows them to think that if he was just a good old boy, he would have been okay, but he wasn't. Now, this thinking is generational. It's intergenerational. It's intergenerational racist thought. That's my new term I created. Intergenerational racist thought that has been perpetuated to young people. Because when a little kid went to a lynching, guess what their parents said? Well, he's up here because he didn't obey the law. Now, they didn't tell that kid what the law was because the kid thought it was stupid, but he was a lawbreaker. And so if a cop wants to sodomize you, if a cop wants to do anything, the idea of something being excessive doesn't even come into their mind. If a cop shot a Black man 1,000 times, some racist would have said, well, if he would have complied, he wouldn't have got shot 1,000 times. Well, we shot him. Well, it allows them to stop the cognitive processes of their brain. And I feel bad for people like that who can't even sympathize with evil, who sympathize with that. If you sympathize with evil, something's wrong with your brain. If people break the law, they should be punished in proportion to what they did. But the disproportionate punishment goes to our long, ugly history that people just don't want to let go of. But you can, because it's wrong.